I bought the land in 1996, and so I always had an interest in farming. So there was kind of somewhere in the back of our minds the thought that this would happen, and it seemed like a mutual goal. So he moved out here in '99.
I have a job with the school district, and so I work during the school year in Duluth, and then I needed something during the summer, so it was a way to work here and have my daughter here as well.
We've always been big gardeners, and that's in fact how we met, through the Duluth Community Garden Program. Out of that gardening came the thought, wow, could we actually have income over the summer? And that drew us to chickens, because they're fairly short season. You can get broilers in June after school's out, and they process at 8 to 14 weeks, so it can be done before he goes back to school in the fall. I think the fruit came because we had an orchard that came with the homestead, and we've been slowly rejuvenating that, and then figuring out that, hey, these two things can actually complement each other, and I think that kind of one thing led to another. We like to be small enough that we can do things without heavy equipment, and so that kind of almost led us into this diversified farming model where things are used, you know, the hens or the chickens, you know, fertilize the garden and the orchard and pick the bugs, and then we feed them the apple pulp after we do the cider pressing, and that everything cycles back positively on each other. Two breeds of chickens, the Cornish Cross, which is the white meat standard bird, and the red broiler, which is a newer variety that's bred. It grows a little slower, and it's being bred more for pasture poultry operations. And we're looking at kind of growing the apple side of our business in concert with the poultry and hog side. So right now, we're still at the stage of producing apples for our own consumption, and then also eventually get to a point where we can either be selling our cider or value-added products like applesauce, apple butter, that kind of thing. The farming is as much a part of us having an opportunity to be part of a whole ecological system. We're not just observers of nature. We're a part of the system, and that's really fun.
I do consider myself a sustainable farmer. I think sustainability to me means having as much of a symbiotic relationship with the natural world as possible, and having, you know, in the natural world, the birds eat the insects, and they cleanse the soil, and that's sustainability to me, and that's what we do. Being farmers is the enhancement of the ecology of our land.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell, I think. It's been a very kind of synergistic development. It's not like we sat down and said, okay, we're going to start here and go there. We had a bit of a vision, and then it's kind of evolved. Jeff uses the term, and I love it. He's like, it's about progress, not perfection. We're not at perfection yet, but we're making progress. Every season, every year, we're getting better at communicating with each other, and our production is getting better. And as long as we're seeing positive progress, it feels like we're moving in the right direction.